Continue up each course of logs, you're going to put down your gasket, you're going to put your adhesive in between, you're going to put your adhesive over your corner, whether it's a saddle notch or a dovetail, doesn't matter. You need to put adhesive over that corner, and you're going to go ahead and fasten each one of those logs down in place. The proper way to use this fastener is to allow yourself approximately a 1/4 inch down into the wood. You want to countersink it. That way, as everything gets to the relative humidity of the area and starts shrinking up, that log can shrink up without the head of that pushing the log up above it. Same way with a lag screw system. There will be a pre-drilled pilot hole. You want to go ahead and sink it down in that pilot hole, making sure that lag screw doesn't push up the log above it afterwards. Now you're going to notice that we use far less fasteners than we normally would in your house. Make sure you're following your standard details, your schedule for nailing to put all your fasteners in. You also want to make sure you're using your level on each course. Now it's very critical as you're working around a window opening like you have here. These window openings will be on your cut sheet. They're going to give you a size for your log opening as well as a rough opening for your window. Now it doesn't matter which type of window you use. All you need to do is get it to your distributor or to your draftsman, the size of your window openings. The rough openings come directly from the factory, just like you would for conventional construction. When our draftsmen get those dimensions, what they're going to do is they're going to figure the T-Jamb system that we use on the side, settling space above, seat in the bottom, making sure that you have adequate room to set your window in later. It's very critical as you stack these logs around your windows and your doors that you're lining up the center of those dados for that T-Jamb to fit later. Now one of the benefits to using a interlocking corner like the dovetail or the saddle notch corners that we use is that in a demonstration purpose like this, you'll notice that we can put these together without having a lot of fasteners in them. They will hold nice and tight. That benefit is transferred into your actual log home. Those are actually it's not going to rely on the fasteners. Those log walls are sturdy and stiff because everything interlocks. The dado blocks in it, the tongue and groove system, and the corners. However, we do use the adhesive, we do use the fasteners, but you can see this provides a very strong corner regardless of the fasteners that are used. Put one in there. point here, we're to the top of our window. What you're going to do at that point, before you tie in any logs across any of your windows and doors, you're going to want to start installing your T-Jamb system. Now this T-Jamb system, you'll notice, comes pre-assembled at the factory. You'll notice it takes a piece of 2x. This will match the profile of your log, the thickness of your log. So whatever the thickness or the width of your log is, this 2x will go to the inside and the outside of your logs. Also, you'll notice there's a rabbet. That rabbet is cut right down the center of that 2x. That rabbet will accept this spline as well as a layer of glue in there, and it'll be screwed all the way down the length of it. What this does is provide a nice tight fit and makes this board a lot stiffer. When I started building log homes, all we did is we took a circular saw, we made a series of slices down the 2x, put a layer of seal behind the outside, and then go ahead and put 16 penny nails in that. Now that allowed everything to settle down around it, but what it didn't do was stiffen up the area around those windows and doors and take any of the bow out of it. This T-Jamb system will not only keep air and water from infiltrating from the outside, because it would have to actually go in around that seal, back in and around this spline and back through the other side. It keeps the wind and air out. It also allows this to stiffen up that log wall and make it a lot sturdier. If you've taken your time to line up your dado slots around your windows and doors, as you go to put your T-Jambs in, they're going to go in a lot easier. Again, you want to make sure you do it before you tie in that top course of log along the top. You're going to put your T-Jambs in both sides. Then I like to install my header next. The reason I like to do it at this point right here is that if you spread this top now, these insides can come in and you can fasten that. We're going to put a seat down in here later, and when we put that seat in there, it'll actually help spread these out. If you do it the other way and put the seat in here and spread these out, and these are too narrows, it's very difficult to get that back out. So we're going to go ahead and fasten these right now. It's important that you fasten it before you put the tie-in logs across the top so that you can get adequate fasteners along the top of your window. If you do the tie-in log first, what happens is you can't get adequate fasteners in there. The only thing you can do is toenail from the inside and the outside of your log wall. So you want to make sure that you put 3 fasteners in the top of both T-Jambs, because this is the only fastener that will go above the bottom log around your windows and doors. You want to make sure, as you're putting in your headers along the top, when you see a rough opening on your blueprints or your plans or your cut sheet, that you don't take that header, measure up your logs, and cut it a half inch to 3/4 inch narrower than what it says on your plans. If you do that, when you come back to put in your window later, you may find that you don't have adequate room. So if you notice that when you cut your headers and they don't fit in your opening, take a jack, move those out. You want to go ahead and open up that so you can get that in to make sure that your windows and doors will fit later on.